A smile softened his features, as well as his voice. "Are you saying you choose not to see what you've just seen, then?" Jensen smoothed Betty's drooping ears. "I guess the hair standing on end at the back of my neck must believe what I saw." Richard rested his forearm across his knee as he glanced toward the grim horizon. "The races have sleek bodies with round heads and long pointed wings similar to all the falcons I've seen. Their tails often fan out when they soar, but otherwise are narrow in flight." Jensen nodded, seeming to recognize his description of relevant attributes. To Kahlan, a bird was a bird. These, though, with red streaks on their chests and crimson at the base of their flight feathers, she had come to recognize. "They're fast, powerful, and aggressive," Richard added. "I saw one easily chase down a prairie falcon and snatch it out of midair in its talons." Jensen looked to be struck speechless by such an account. Richard had grown up in the vast forests of Westland and had gone on to be a woods guide. He knew a great deal about the outdoors and about animals. Such an upbringing seemed exotic to Kahlan, who had grown up in a palace in the Midlands. She loved learning about nature from Richard, loved sharing his excitement over the wonders of the world of life. Of course, he had long since come to be more than a woods guide. It seemed a lifetime ago when she'd first met him in those woods of his, but in fact, it had only been a little more than 2.5 years. Now they were a long way from Richard's simple boyhood home or Kahlan's grand childhood haunts. Had they a choice, they would choose to be in either place or just about anywhere else, other than where they were. But at least they were together. After all she and Richard had been through, the dangers, the anguish, the heartache of losing friends and loved ones, Kahlan jealously savored every moment with him, even if it was in the heart of enemy territory. In addition to only just finding out that he had a half-brother, they had also learned that Richard had a half-sister, Jensen. From what they had gathered since they'd met her the day before, she too had grown up in the woods. It was heartwarming to see her simple and sincere joy at having discovered a close relation with whom she had much in common. Only her fascination with her new big brother exceeded Jensen's wide-eyed curiosity about Kahlan and her mysterious upbringing in the confessor's palace in the far-off city of Adendrill. Jensen had had a different mother than Richard, but the same brutal tyrant Kahlan Rahl had fathered them both. Jensen was younger, just past 20, with sky-blue eyes and ringlets of red hair down onto her shoulders. She had inherited some of Kahlan Rahl's cruelly perfect features, but her maternal heritage and guileless nature altered them into bewitching femininity. While Richard's raptor gaze attested to his Rahl paternity, his countenance and his bearing, so manifest in his gray eyes, was uniquely his own. "I've seen falcons rip apart small animals," Jensen said. "I don't believe I much like thinking about a falcon that big, much less 5 of them together." Her goat, Betty, looked to share the sentiment. "We take turns standing watch at night," Kahlan said, answering Jensen's unspoken fear. While that was hardly the only reason, it was enough. In the eerie silence, withering waves of heat rose from the lifeless rock all around. It had been an arduous day's journey out from the center of the valley wasteland and across the surrounding flat plain, but none of them complained about the brutal pace. The torturous heat, though, had left Kahlan with a pounding headache. While she was dead tired, she knew that in recent days Richard had gotten far less sleep than any of the rest of them. She could read that exhaustion in his eyes, if not in his stride. Kahlan realized then what it was that had her nerves so on edge. It was the silence. There were no yips of coyotes, no howls of distant wolves, no flutter of bats, no rustle of a raccoon, no soft scramble of a vole, not even the buzz and chirp of insects. In the past, when all those things went silent, it had meant potential danger. Here, it was dead silent because nothing lived in this place. No coyotes or wolves or bats or mice or even bugs. Few living things ever trespassed this barren land. Here, the night was as soundless as the stars. Despite the heat, the oppressive silence ran a chill shiver up through Kahlan's shoulders. She peered off once more at the races, barely still visible against the violet blush of the western sky. They, too, would not stay.